Welcome to Trivial Debates.
Welcome to this week's edition of Trivial Debates. We have some awesome new debates this week. Each week, our panelists will be judged and scored on their arguments based on their facts, passion, and creativity.
It's mostly passion.
Our panelists this week are Jody Simpson,
returning champion,
winner last week. We have Kevin Millard back again.
Not returning champion.
But you've won at least once.
One.
Yeah, and we have a new guest. First time ever, long overdue, Chris Seymour.
He was supposed to be here last week.
Chris Seymour was supposed to be here for 9 weeks, but, here I am now.
Better late than never.
How the show works is...
And for the record, he has the same record as you right now.
Well, he has no wins, but he has much
no
fewer losses
either.
Yeah. Hey, I
had to get the dig in.
I'm the host this week, so it doesn't matter for shit. How the show works, there are 6 rounds, plus a speed round, which will be debated by our 3 panelists. So we have movies, television, music, sports, history, and a wild card. And then whoever after those rounds, the top 2 will advance to a speed round, and whoever gets the most points overall will win. We want people to be passionate about their arguments, but not personally mean to one another.
That was in there for me, I think. That was in there for me.
Keep in mind, you can also skip to a new debate by looking at the time indexes in the description and going into the battles that interest you the most. Subscribe to our iTunes feed. We have a new one now. And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and Instagram. Whether you're listening on iTunes or watching on the YouTube version, you can really get into these trivial debates. All links and information can be found in the description, as I said. And check out our website at trivialdebates.com.
You forgot the Plenty of Fish plug. We're on Plenty of Fish.
There's Plenty of Fish.
We're on Plenty of Fish?
I don't know, are we? I'm just throwing out jazz words now.
On Christian Mingle, though, right?
I hope we're on Christian Mingle. Imagine those responses.
We're not on Tumblr or Reddit yet or anything.
Why aren't we on Tumblr?
I don't know.
And we should be on Reddit.
Because we're not porn.
But we're all...
Is that what Tumblr is?
Pretty much now.
We've all got girlfriends, though. Like, can we be on Ashley Madison?
I don't.
No, that's a bad idea.
I'm married. I don't have a girlfriend. I would just like to make sure that my wife knows.
I'm practically married. You're practically married too.
Well,
Dave's the only one that's I would consider single-ish.
Yeah.
All right.
Not single, but single-ish. Anyway, dating, absolutely.
Yeah.
She's a very pleasant girl. I hope she's listening.
I hope so, but not really.
Because we've heard good things about her.
She told me she would never...
and she puts up with you, so she must be fantastic.
Yeah,
let's face it.
That goes without saying.
Obviously.
Yeah. Okay, well, do you guys want to get started?
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. All right, let's get into the movie round. Ding, ding, ding. Our question this week is...
I think you should keep those in.
What was the best action movie of the 1990s? And we're going to start with Chris this week.
The Seymour.
The Seymour. You're going right into it. Tell us what your pick was, Chris.
Well, my pick is Speed.
Really?
Yeah, it's got Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock. This movie was a time when Sandra Bullock was really hot. Think about this.
Yeah, she was young.
But what's she now?
Right. Well, now she's... I don't know how old she is.
You wouldn't kick her out of bed.
Was she like 45, 50 now? I don't know.
How old are you now?
I'm 38. But you know what? That movie just... it was the greatest action movie of the 90s because there was a bus and you couldn't...
There was a bus?
Yes.
There was even a bus.
I don't know. I think action movie. I don't think bus.
You couldn't stop the bus. The bus could not go below 60 kilometers an hour.
I've seen it.
Or else it will blow up.
And?
Did it blow up?
The bus did not blow up because...
God damn it.
Because
Spoilers.
Spoilers, the bus did not blow up.
20-year-old movie, but
There's somebody out there going, son of a bitch, I was going to watch that today on Netflix.
I had that on Netflix queued up. So tell me, okay, so Speed.
Yeah.
And I know you're new to this, so I'm going to help you through this a little bit.
All right.
Why is it the best action movie of the 90s?
Come on, Keanu Reeves jumped from a car onto a moving bus going over 60 kilometers an hour.
Well, he didn't really do it. He had like a stuntman, I'm assuming.
No, he really didn't. I saw it.
Oh, you were there that day.
It was in the movie. It was there. He did it.
I saw it. No, yeah, it was really there. I don't know. It's just a great movie. I mean, they had to drive around the airport. They also made a sequel. They made Speed 2. Only
Yeah, but that was terrible.
Oh no! But only instead of a bus, it was a boat. But it was like
They didn't make it 3 because they ran out of transportation options.
It was the same movie.
Okay.
No, it was only Sandra Bullock.
Sandra
name
Bullock
wasn't in
made
there.
that movie.
Sandra Bullock to you is the best part of Speed?
Yes.
Of Speed or Speed 2?
Was she in Speed 2?
She was
I
the
don't
main
even know.
character of
Yeah.
Speed 2.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves was not. He was replaced by Jason
Honestly,
Patrick.
Speed 2 was not that good.
Okay, well,
McBain
good thing you're
was
not
awesome,
arguing for
though.
Speed 2.
Speed 2, Cruise Control.
Oh, like, come on.
awesome. Terrible movie.
Awesome. Is there got any other meat for your movie? Other than that? Other than you liked it? And Keanu Reeves jumped from a car onto a bus?
He saw that.
I didn't know that I...
Sorry, that's more than I usually get.
I didn't know.
I don't know why you're grilling the guy. He gave me an answer.
Yeah.
All right.
Movies.
I'm
I thought that was excellent.
If you've closed your case, your opening argument, then we'll move on to Jody.
They drove around an airport. Trying to keep the bus at 50 kilometers an hour. Like, how did this bus not even run out of gas?
Well, they filled it up.
There
during the movie,
was
didn't
a scene where they
they? There was
filled
a
it
scene
up.
where they filled
Oh,
it up.
really?
Yeah.
It's your movie!
Wow.
We need to go. I think we give it to.
I'm getting close to giving it to him, but I also don't like to lose.
Okay, I need to.
Excellent.
Wow.
Okay, Jody. We'll move on to Jody.
My movie didn't have a bus. Plain and simple. I'm sorry. I didn't know that's what we needed. I picked Total Recall, not the god-awful remake, the original 1990s What's a Nigga movie.
Just in the 90s.
That was 1990, released in July 1990.
Right. I mentioned this to Jeff last night. I told everyone your picks
Yeah.
for the rounds. He's like, that's like an 80s movie. And I
No,
was
it's not. It was in the 90s. You said 90s. That's what I picked.
I did. No, well, good thing Jeff's not the judge.
It was one of the last movies to ever be made using miniatures. Everybody went to CG right after that. There was only one CG scene in the entire movie, which people don't realize. There was one CG, obviously then, like television screens and shit like that, if you count that as CG, was the scene where they're going through the X-ray machine. And they show all the people's skeletons as they're walking through, and then they see the guy with the gun and all that shit, right? Anyway, the movie itself is action-packed. It has tons of people in it. It's got fucking Michael Ironside in there. Like, who wouldn't like Michael Ironside? It had Sharon Stone's boobies in there. Like, it was a non-stop thrill ride.
Right.
It was made with $65 million, made $261 million worldwide, which is pretty good, I think. Whenever I looked up top 90s movies, it was on every list I could find anyway. It wasn't always like the top, but it was up there. It was a nice... whenever I think of 90s movies, I think of kind of cheesy, over-the-top action craziness. And the one thing that it didn't have, which was a bus. But it did have a 3-titty alien. That is the end of my case.
Okay. Moving on.
How can you beat 3-titty alien? Keanu Reeves
What's
jumping
your
out of a
guess?
bus is not beating a 3-titty
It was
alien.
a ridiculous movie, though. Do you remember, like, the opening scene
Action
when
movies normally are.
Arnold Schwarzenegger...
Yeah, and his eyes bug out and shit.
Bugging
Yeah, and that was all done with like fucking claymation and like practical effects and shit.
A little bit of silliness is kind of to be expected. With
It's a 90s action movie.
90s action movies, yeah. So it's
I
kind of the
don't
name
know.
of the
To me,
game.
it just looked...
There wasn't much silliness in Speed, I will grant you that, but Speed was...
That was ridiculous.
Speed a little bit more realistic. Of course, Total Recall.
I wouldn't go as realistic, but...
No. I'm
I
not
wouldn't
saying
say
it's a
any
positive.
action movie is real.
And the best thing about Total Recall is if you continue to think about it, it might have just been a dream, which makes it even better.
As we've covered down here.
We have covered that in a previous episode, I believe.
Okay, Kevin, what's your movie?
Terminator 2.
Ooh,
Judgment
is-
Day.
The only movie that could possibly beat me. Let's
You
face it.
talking about top of the list? This is usually
That is the top of the list, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is one of the best sequels of all time.
And it made a fuckload of money, too.
Just like to let you guys
It's
know
the
right now
sequel,
that I'm
it's
the
the
only guy that
sequel.
didn't choose Schwarzenegger.
It's the
Yeah, but Schwarzenegger is the epitome of 90s action movies.
movie.
Well, I'd say Keanu, man. Like, I guess
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu,
Name 3 movies that Keanu did that was action movies in the 90s.
Speed.
And don't say Point Blank, because that was barely action.
I was gonna say Point Break.
Don't.
And The Matrix.
Yeah, Matrix. Yeah, that was
All right.
near the
This
end.
movie
Anyway.
revives what is really a mediocre first movie. I mean,
Come
it's-
on. The
it's
original
decent,
Terminator was
but
fun.
it's not fucking great. But it takes that movie, it adds in some humor, some funny bits. The kid's fucking annoying, but they need him.
Edward Furlong.
Edward Furlong has
Yeah.
always been annoying, though.
Well, he's going through puberty in that movie, and his voice
But
cracks.
what I like about this movie is it is a great, like, it's an underdog story. T-1000 seems to be like the unbeatable enemy throughout the whole thing. This is one of the first movies to use, like, this
It was the big CG
revolutionary.
movie.
Yes, it was the
That was the
big
movie
CG
that
movie.
basically came after Total Recall when it came to effects.
Right. It's 2 years later.
Yep.
So many just catchphrases that come from
Not necessarily
this
good
movie.
ones, though.
Yeah, but still memorable.
True.
Memorable.
Memorable.
And just everybody loves this movie. Everybody that sees it loves it. My favorite part of this movie, though, is something that I didn't notice till we got high definition in the world, is that when they're riding through the aqueduct on the motorcycle, and Arnie's on the motorcycle, you can totally tell it isn't him.
Oh, yeah,
Unlike
it's
Keanu
definitely
Reeves.
not.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
now,
you can-
like, now
It's
it's
definitely not him, yeah.
high definition Blu-rays.
Yeah, it's like
and
they
stuff
didn't
now.
even try. They were like, well, he's big, he's white, whatever.
He's big, he's white, and he's kind of in the background.
He's
He's
got
got sunglasses
sunglasses.
on. He's got to be Schwarzenegger. Like, but are you going to put Schwarzenegger on a bike and get him to jump?
Well, he
into
did
an
a lot of that stuff himself, except for going off like the bridge and stuff. He didn't do that himself because that's
Obviously.
And this movie too, I love what they did with Linda Hamilton's character. I mean, they took her from this
Yeah,
kind of
I could have did
prissy-
without that.
prissy kind of girl to this kick-ass fucking mental patient that
You have to admit, though, she was way hotter in the first movie.
I don't know.
Way hotter.
I don't find her that hot to begin with.
She's not that hot to
her,
begin
her
with.
hair's better in the second one. It's not so
Oh,
80s.
her hair's well, yeah, but the original one was done in what, 84? It
Yeah,
was
84.
yeah. So we're talking completely.
We're talking hairspray.
We're completely fine with the hairstyle as being 84.
And this movie makes sense. The machines sent back a machine to kill John Connor, not his fucking mother,
yeah.
before he was born. It
I
just
never
makes
understood
sense.
that. That was the one thing that always pissed me
Why were
off
they?
about the first one.
Why arbitrarily at the 2 times they picked? Like, I guess why not take out Sarah Connor when she's a kid? But they kind of explained that they didn't have a lot of information on her.
No,
yeah.
they didn't have a lot of backstory on either one of them, so it was kind of
They don't
they
know
were
where he
the
was as a
nomads, right?
kid, but they know where to find his mother. It didn't really make sense.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, in the first one, yeah, he just starts killing the Terminator starts killing
Yeah.
just people in the phone book in Los Angeles named Sarah Connor. Though it was a city and a name.
Which, let's face it, was efficient.
There's only 3.
It was fairly efficient. Like let's be
This
realistic.
movie was
here.
iconic.
All right.
It was awesome.
Okay, well, I think they're all really strong contenders.
No, you don't.
I do actually. I do. I think all 3 of these.
Even Speed.
I
Even
love
Speed.
All right.
Anyway, you know what? what are they
Skynet.
called? Skynet became self-aware in like 2011. Like we're already in 2015, so we know this movie's
The
not
movie
true.
was made in '92.
We know all the movies aren't true.
And
When did Speed happen?
Speed didn't happen.
No, but Speed. Okay,
not a true story.
It's just like Total Recall. Didn't happen.
Out of all 3 movies, Speed is the only one that actually could have happened.
Was this about a movie that could have happened in the 1990s?
No, it's not about that.
Oh, okay.
But he made an argument, so I'm going to give it to him.
That was a fucking pity argument when that one
I'm
was.
just saying.
I have
most
fucking
realistic
Arnold
is his.
fucking Schwarzenegger. These 2 movies have Arnold Schwarzenegger. You cannot think of anybody else that was more of a big powerhouse, especially in the 90s when it came to action movies, than fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't think Keanu Reeves. Yes, he did a couple good movies. Great for him. I could probably bring up the whatever you call them, the amount of movies that he did. I could bring up the movies of Schwarzenegger, and that would kill
Yeah, but
everything that Keanu Reeves did.
The difference is Schwarzenegger has been doing action films his whole life.
Yes.
Like
That is why they're
Speed.
better.
Yeah, no, it's not why
Practice.
they're better. That's why they're better.
Put a fucking check mark on mine.
Put an X on his.
That's not why they're better. That's not why they're better. Keanu Reeves did this just off of like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah.
It did revitalize his career.
It did revitalize his career, but that's because he didn't have much of one.
Let's talk villain for a second. Okay. The Speed villain is Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper, yeah.
Total Recall. It's kind of Michael Ironside, and it's
Michael Ironside is kind of the main one, even though realistically it's actually
the other
Copenhagen.
Guy. Copenhagen. Whatever his. I can't remember the actor.
I can't remember the guy's name, but he's the guy that ended up being the police chief in the Beverly Hills cop movies.
And also, whoever Arnold is, the character Quaid, his alter ego, the guy he was before, ends up being the villain as well.
Yeah, Hauser was the villain.
That's kind of an interesting.
And that's what I liked about that movie, and that's what kind of kept you going. It was a 2-hour movie that was just loads of fucking fun to watch, except for about the first 5 minutes of the movie. It was pretty boring.
Well, if we're talking bad guy, T-1000. T-1000.
But you're also
unbeatable.
But T-1000 also doesn't show up for the first 20 minutes of the movie. Like,
And
he doesn't show up until, like...
He shows up naked.
Well, all the Terminators did, though. That was normal.
I don't know what to do with that point.
I don't know why you're so against naked Terminators. Like,
You found clothes.
we found your naked Terminator agenda. I get it, but
He doesn't even need to find clothes. He just makes them.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
Speed,
Why did he have to find clothes?
Speed
actually?
was a
Because
movie that was
He
made
didn't find
for
clothes.
dumb people. There was no real thought involved. It was just a movie about a fucking
Which
bus.
one's the Thinking Man's movie?
Out of all of them? Total Recall. Total Recall is the Thinking Man's movie. It is about an alternate thing that could have happened, and it's about
Judgment
possibly
Day
a dream.
Is the Thinking Man's
Oh,
movie?
come
What
on.
happens if machines
It's a rebirth
gain
of the exact
intelligence?
same thing.
But it's about
We had that in the
machines
first
gain-
one. The second one didn't innovate that by any means. All they said was, "Oh, there's more fucking Terminators. We're gonna send them." Oh, and by the way, there's a better one now. Why didn't they send that fucker by last time? Like, why didn't they do that? Because they didn't fucking have it. Because we didn't have the CG budget. That's exactly what that was. You're done. You're done.
It's over. I'm giving it to Jody.
Thank you.
He wins the round.
I will say though,
Alright.
you could have
The
had
question
me.
was Thinking Man's movie, not most original.
I know, but he
I
brought it
still
home.
destroyed your movie.
He brought it home.
Brought it home.
And the favorite going in was T2 because that's my favorite movie of these movies.
T2 was an awesome movie though.
But
That was your favorite going in?
going in.
Speed was terrible. I don't
But
even
then
know why
it's
you
not
came
what
to
I like. It's whoever makes the best case.
that. True.
You know what? You guys, I guarantee you guys will never agree with my choices as your force.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's about who can make a better argument.
All right. All right.
Doesn't matter if I think.
Your argument was Sandra Bullock.
I almost always pick 66
She has
Batman.
like a really nice head.
She's got a perky set in that movie. That's for sure. They're perky. They're good.
Okay,
And then it went downhill.
let's move on to television.
right.
Ding, ding, ding.
This was a hard.
Oh, this is a hard one.
All right, I went a little like I made this the most
You went
complicated.
fucking off the wall on this one.
I wasn't sure if I got it right, what you meant.
And I want to hear. I'm interested to hear. Okay,
Can you
so-
explain what the question was first, just so we're
Sure,
all
I'm
clear
going to
on
read the
what it is?
question. So let's say that there's going to be a new Star Trek series. Who would you cast as the next TV Star Trek captain? And what kind of character are they going to play? What's,
All right, I did get it right then. I'm good.
Right? So
right.
you can say, like, I'm going to cast this person, but are they playing a Vulcan? Are they playing a human? Or what's unique about this captain? Because so far,
see, I didn't get that.
since
part.
Picard,
Well, you got time because it'll probably be me first.
I chose somebody, but I didn't.
every
choose
captain,
Well, you got time to think about
Okay.
it.
every captain that's been since Kirk has been something unique, right? Something that's different.
I wouldn't say unique, but
Most notably, I think
Different.
They've all been human characters.
true.
Avery Brooks, of course, the first black captain is Captain Sisko. Kate Mulgrew.
He was a commander, though.
He starts off as a commander, becomes a captain.
Yeah, that
Kate
was
Mulgrew,
just because the show kept going.
first woman captain is Catherine Janeway. Scott Bakula, whatever. Who gives
Yeah,
a fuck?
I
That
know.
doesn't exist.
We know it's support Enterprise. I get it. Whatever.
Okay,
I still liked it.
we're gonna start with Jody this round,
All right.
and I'm really interested to hear this one.
All right.
Let's go.
I picked Gary Oldman.
Who?
Gary
I almost-
Oldman.
My favorite actor.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I almost.
But I'm
picked him
kinda
when I
glad
didn't
that is.
understand the question.
So Jody's gonna win this round automatically.
And I'll tell you, no, it
And of
doesn't work
course,
that
I
way.
don't think Gary Oldman would really accept a role as a Star Trek captain, but this is fantasy. It can be.
This is
anything.
fantasy. You didn't say I had to make it realistic.
No.
I just had to pick something. And I
Yep.
did. I picked Gary Oldman. Specifically, a cross between his Jim Gordon character
Okay.
and Zorg from Fifth Element.
Okay.
All right.
How do you
So-
cross those characters?
More like the shrewd businessman part of Zorg, and you know the the honest yet kind of creepy side of Jim Gordon.
Okay.
Right. So like that, and I look at him as being a captain of a new ship for Section 31.
Oh.
So Section 31 of Star Trek, for anybody who didn't know what that was, Section 31 is kind of their elite ops type environment. It's the thing
CIA.
that doesn't exist.
It's the secret police. It's the
police for the policing.
It's the MI6.
Exactly. It's kind of like their James Bondish kind of, in a way, secret,
but more morally nefarious.
Yes, yeah, and I think he would play that kind of on the edge of moral dilemma type captain, whereas we had mostly wholesome captains. Let's face it.
Yeah.
The one show that we don't want to.
So he's like the Jack Bauer of Star Trek captains, willing to do.
Yeah, he's the guy that's willing to bend the rules. He's the guy that wants to walk that line of, am I going to be a dick today, kind of thing. And I think Gary Oldman could definitely do that. That's what I envisioned it as.
How moral of a character is he?
I think he's mostly good, but he's got that little, I will fuck with you kind of stuff. Yeah, kind of like. I was actually watching. Funny enough, I was watching Voyager today, even, and they had the Omega Protocol one. I don't know if you guys remember that one, where it's the molecule that could destroy time, space, and shit.
Yeah, prevent warp drive from being possible.
Yeah, basically, it could fuck up an entire sector.
Right. So
if one of the
Starfleet has this protocol that
if they ever encounter it, they have to destroy it. Essentially, right? And it actually kind of it was funny because it came on, and I instantly thought like Gary Oldman kind of thing in this, because Kate Mulgrew kind of goes through a dilemma of, no, I'm not going to tell the crew what I have to do, but I'm going to fucking do it anyway, and I don't care what you guys say.
Normally a captain would never be able to, but because they're stranded on the other side of the galaxy.
And oh, you're right there? Oh, that one went down wrong.
Chris, you okay, man?
You're right, buddy.
Oh, all right.
Too zesty, more dog for you.
Yeah, a little bit. But anyway, in that particular episode, if Chris would stop fucking choking, you all right?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. That's good. But that particular episode, there was almost kind of like an evil side to Kate Mulgrew there. It was the, I don't fucking care, I'm going to destroy it, because that's what my ultimate objective was. Too fucking bad if you want us to preserve it. Because the whole episode is her going against 7 of 9, because 7 of 9 wants to actually preserve this molecule, because it was, the Borg think it's the perfect molecule, and, she still has a little bit of Borg in her, right?
Right.
I wouldn't mind a little bit of me in her, but
so
anyway,
bringing it back to this Gary Oldman captain, Section 31
Same
captain.
idea, though, is it's that I think he'll have moral dilemmas, as every captain does, I think, but a lot of them take it more diplomatic, whereas I think this character would kind of really walk the line of, do I fuck with it or do I not, kind of thing. And I think he'd be able, you saw, like, for instance, some of that stuff when he played, what is it, Black in the Harry Potter movies?
Sirius Black,
yeah. You kind of, that was me, I think. I better turn that off. You kind of got that kind of almost sinister, yet you kind of knew in a way he was kind of good, but he was mostly a dick. You know what I mean? And I think it would just be neat for having like kind of an MI6 kind of quasi agent kind of guy.
So is he a captain of a ship, or is he just?
Yeah, I think you'd have like an experimental ship that they're testing out for some.
What's that? What? It's had this like crazy mic thing happen. Okay,
weird. But anyway, it was like, I think it'd be like kind of like an experimental type of ship, kind of like they introduced in the reboot of the Into Darkness or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, the guy that okay, we'll move on. Okay, let's go to Kevin.
All right, I picked somebody already in the Star Trek franchise.
Did you?
Because I really fucking want to see this.
I
picked Michael Dorn as Worf.
Okay, but they already said they were going to do that, and then they canceled it.
But this is fantasy.
But
But you still want to see that.
I really fucking want to see that.
And you know what? I think I'd want to see that too.
Of course you would. He's one of the most beloved characters in all Star Trek.
You know who isn't beloved, though? His fucking son.
Well,
his son can kiss my ass.
They can kill him off. That'd be great.
That would be awesome if they started the episode with that. That would be fucking awesome.
The best episodes, like when he came into Deep Space Nine, those were some of the best episodes with the Klingons.
He kind of revitalized that show.
Yes, he did.
Because it was kind of like going nowhere. And then, they had
two revitalizations when Sisko shaved his head and got his beard, and then when
when he went all like Soul Train and shit.
Yeah.
When they got the Defiant, which was a little bit before Worf showed up, and then
but then like he did command the Defiant, whatever. But I those episodes where he has to deal with his two sides with his Klingon
Yeah.
Right.
and
The human and Klingon
and the
side,
human,
yeah.
and a lot of episodes
They always clash, yeah.
were really based on that clashing. And I think it'd be just hilarious to watch him deal with all, because he's awful at his interpersonal relationships and doesn't quite get human interaction. It would be awesome to see him deal with that as a captain.
Right. Do you remember the episode though where it's during the Dominion War saga, and Worf and Jadzia Dax get put on a mission
Together,
and
yes.
they end up
I was probably just staring at Jadzia Dax.
Yeah, she was good, but,
Right, and he goes back for her.
He goes back for
on
her,
his mission.
and he abandons the mission. And then when Cisco kind of chews into him when he gets back and says, "Now that you've done this, you probably never get a command of your own."
Well, that's great.
So,
But that's also the opinion of one guy.
that's the opinion of Cisco at the time during the Dominion War.
Yeah.
But that's not the question. Is not whether he could raise through the ranks in
This is
Star
true.
Trek canon. The question.
Gary
is,
Oldman
who
would never
you-
be an actor in the Star Trek universe.
Who would you cast? And I would cast him, and I would cast him as Worf. Now, I didn't think you meant specific character, but I mean, all I gotta say is Worf, and you know.
No, that's all right.
Well, you have the
character
easiest
is.
case here because we already know the Worf character. So,
Exactly.
is he? What kind of a ship is he commanding? What's his mission? What's the premise of his show?
I don't know.
All right.
Of a fucking ship, like any other fucking show that's been on.
True. But they all had some sort of, like, Voyager had the whole, we got thrown into the Delta Quadrant.
Deep Space Nines were on a space station. Enterprise was.
Well, you didn't ask me to
Bullshit.
write an entire
Enterprise was the
series.
first fucking voyage out,
You didn't-
bitch. Don't be mean.
You didn't ask me to
It-
write an
it
entire
had
series.
something.
You asked who I would cast as captain.
Well, I said, what kind of a character would they be?
Fucking Worf. He'd be the
Well,
Worf
he's got an
character.
answer. It's-
He's got an answer, but
he certainly didn't fill up the perception as I did.
I'm looking for you guys to pitch a show almost.
And let's
Well, then
face
you
it,
should have said,
I pitched the
why
show.
don't you pitch a
pitched
Star
it.
Trek?
I pitched the show.
Jody's ahead right now. Chris.
I pitched the show.
I'm definitely not going to pitch a show. I'm going to tell you right now. The only Star Trek
Doesn't have a bus in it.
the only, there might be buses.
Okay, who's your captain? Who's your captain?
Hold on, I want to tell you
Really
something
not
first. I want to tell you something first. The only Star Trek that I ever watched was The Next Generation. When you guys are talking
Which,
about
if you had
DS9
only one, that would be a good one to have.
When you guys are talking about like DS9 and Enterprise and all this shit, I don't care because I never watched them.
Nobody else cares about Enterprise either.
Right.
Hey.
Or DS9.
One
Do
person
people
cares
care
about
DS9?
Enterprise.
Do people care about the other? I don't know. I don't care.
All right.
Okay.
The Next Generation is the only one I ever watched with Captain Picard.
Okay, are you done?
You're going to say Geordie, aren't you?
I'm not done.
Okay.
All right. Tell us who.
Who are you casting as the next Star Trek captain?
So the next Star Trek captain I would put is Jim Parsons. Do you know who
The
he
guy
is?
from Big Bang Theory.
The guy from Big Bang Theory.
All right. Let's hear it.
And what kind of captain is he going to be? Who's he playing?
He's going to be...
Basically, give us like.
He's going to be the same
Give us
character
the
that Jim
first
Parsons
season.
is
What
in
happens in the
everything.
You know what? Listen to this.
Is he Captain Sheldon Cooper?
No, he's not. He's not going to be Captain Sheldon Cooper. Listen, this guy isn't. You asked me who I would cast, so who I would think would be a good actor.
Two-part question, and tell me the character.
Okay, so who I think would be a good actor? He would be a good actor because this guy can spew out shit from his mouth.
I do think he's
Like,
a good
no
actor.
problem.
I think he could handle Star Trek technobabble
Yes.
and all that shit.
He
Absolutely.
he could stand there and handle all the technobabble and just shit would come out of his mouth. We've had black captains. We've
Seems
had
familiar.
women captains. We've had
familiar.
men captains. There's never been a Star Trek gay captain.
That's true.
You know what? Jim Parsons
There's
is
no
gay.
gay people in the future.
There could be, though. Jim Parsons. Jim Parsons.
I'm sorry. I just had to say that. I shouldn't have, but I did.
There could be, though.
Without missing a beat. Too.
I think there should be. I don't necessarily
Of
think
course,
it's Jim
there's going to
Parsons.
be gay people in the future. Give me a
I
break.
think Jim Parsons would be the first gay captain.
Let's think about this though. Was there any real gay? Like, was there any like?
There
open-
was very little because at the time Star Trek was
Well, I know the original Star Trek. Definitely not.
definitely not. I'd say with Jadzia Dax and with the Trill
Oh,
storyline
yeah.
of
With
it.
the Trill storyline, they kind of got away with it anyway because it's like a dude in there and
Yeah. Not only that, okay, this guy already goes to all the Comic Cons because he's on Big Bang Theory.
so he knows how to
So
get there. So
he
that's
knows
good.
how to get there. He's going to be there anyways. He could be there for Big Bang Theory and Star Trek.
From an advertising perspective, this is gold. Absolutely. I win this, by the way. I'm just going to let you know now.
I didn't know we had to come up with a plot.
Not only that, Jim Parsons
give me a little more, Chris. Give me a little more.
This guy's already in with all the nerds.
True. He would do very well at cons.
I told you this would be great.
Okay, but okay, I get he's the first gay captain.
Yeah,
that's good. And Jim Parsons is a gay actor.
There's nothing saying that Gary Oldman couldn't be gay. I just didn't bring it up. I didn't think it was important.
He brought it up first.
All right,
he
fair
fixed
enough.
it first.
And Gary Oldman has played a gay guy, by the way.
Right? No. Gary Oldman's
we know we can do it.
Gary Oldman's the best actor in the world. He can play fucking anything.
I agree.
He can play Dracula, and he can play like that guy in True Romance, Drexel.
Drexel, yeah, the fucking
he
stoner
did that
pimp guy.
like 6 months apart. He can be completely anything he wants to be. But is he commanding a starship? Is there any kind of...
Of course he would command a starship. Like, what else do they do in Star Trek?
That was basically my answer too. He'd be on a fucking ship. That's the plot.
That's what they do.
He'd be on a ship going through space. The plot of every fucking show.
Why is it different than the other ones? Other than he's gay, he's going to be bagging guys.
Maybe Riker shows
Is he going to be like? Is he going to be
green guys?
Is he going to be like the Kirk of space? Is he going to fuck guys though, like of gay space?
Maybe he just takes on some Klingons. Does a little ring job for the Klingon.
I don't know if he's gonna
rim job in Klingons.
You know what? He could.
I can't believe you
So,
said that.
Dave, can I just win this now, or like,
No,
They can bring up so many more things. Like
I'm giving it to Chris just on the basis of his
That was
originality.
a pity one.
I'm giving it to Chris.
That's a pity
Sure, we've
one.
never had a gay captain, and it wouldn't be the logical next thing to do.
That's right.
So I
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, Chris wins the round.
That's bullshit.
But a close second with the
Close second. It should have been a fucking win.
Yeah.
That was a pity one right there.
Okay, guys. That was good. That was close. And Captain Worf, I would want to see that too, but he didn't give me enough about what the show's about.
I'm actually
Of
kind of
course, I didn't
disappointed.
give a plot. Neither did Chris, of course. But
No, he had a gay captain, so he wins.
but same plot though, right? Only gay.
All the Star Treks have the same
Going
plot.
through space.
Star Trek always has the same plot. It's always guys going through space.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Not
We
gay
agree.
Not in space.
But Picard was a Frenchman.
Close enough, right?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Not that I have anything
Alrighty.
against the French, even though they're
Okay,
cowards.
guys. Are you ready for music? So on the music question, we went with... Okay, sorry. Moving on to music. Who is the most distinctive film music composer of all time? This one, I think this one's wide open for any of you.
Yeah.
Because you all
Depends
picked...
on how you
all
define
picked
it.
champions, giants.
Yeah, who's the nerd that picked John Williams?
Wasn't me.
Huh?
We're starting. We're starting with Kevin this time. So Kevin, who do you got?
I picked Jerry Goldsmith, mainly
good
because it's the name I could remember. But he did Planet of the Apes, which is considered one of the best soundtracks ever done. Like, not soundtrack, but one of the
You brought
best
that up in the
scores.
last debate, I believe.
Yes, I did. That's it. The music fits perfectly.
The original Planet of the Apes?
The original, yes.
Yeah, not
The
the
music
terrible
fits
remake.
perfectly, and it's distinctive because
It sets
he
the
did-
mood.
Well, it's not just that. There's nothing else like that score. Like that. There's nothing else like it.
Except for everything that I picked.
Some of the movies he did Aliens,
That was a good score.
Rambo 2, all the Rambos actually, but I picked Rambo 2 because I was listening to him today.
Rambo 2 is the
and-
only good
and
one, though.
that goddamn soundtrack was awesome. And I don't quite know why he's distinctive, because I don't find that any of them are distinctive.
I find
They use what like, if you're good, you're tailoring your music to the movie. So,
True.
No, but they all have a distinct
A
style.
style.
Oh, I
Like,
don't really think they do.
Sometimes you know you're
Mine
watching.
definitely does.
Sometimes with a
Maybe,
score, you
yeah.
know
I don't
who
know
that
who
guy's
picked,
score. You know
but,
that you may have like an inclination of who did the score if you don't see the credits.
But there's one distinctive one that everyone at this table will know.
What's that?
Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yeah, he did that, and well, that was really
That was Star Trek 5.
That was pulled from Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Star
It was
Trek
from the
1.
first Star Trek.
No, it was from 5.
No, it was the
No,
first one.
It's the first one, and it was reused.
The first one was reused.
which has
Oh, then it's been
It was
reused
the first
a bunch
motion.
of times.
Oh, it's been reused through all of the movies.
yeah, all of them.
It was all the movies.
He kind of redefined what music was to Star Trek with that movie. And if anything,
It's better than the original. It's more widely accepted.
Oh,
as
the next gen,
Star Trek
the next
music.
gen one is way
the
better.
best part of Star Trek Star Trek: The Motion Picture, is probably the score.
Yeah, the score was awesome. That was about the only thing.
The rest of the movie is shit for the most part.
I think the story is awesome. I think they just fucked it right in its ass.
The story is good.
The story,
just
the
done
premise of
terribly.
the story is really good.
It's just the way the pacing. It's done.
Yeah, the pacing is brutal. The going the masturbation scene for all the nerds.
But
going
it lets
around
you
the
listen
ship.
to that score.
Yes, the score is fine, but it's death to go around that fucking ship.
All right, we're getting off track here.
Hey, we're getting off track. This is about the music, though.
Right, and the music is amazing.
Just because the movie
But
is terrible, the music is so
I
good.
picked it mainly because of obviously my love of Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
And how revolutionary that soundtrack was.
Yeah.
He
also
he
did,
had the people in like his wind instruments were just the clicks. They weren't even blowing on them. He took out for the horns and stuff, took out their mouthpieces so it would sound like apes grunting.
Do you know like the
In
score
that
from Star Trek: First Contact?
Yes.
Like that to me is when I think of Jerry Goldsmith. I think of that movie.
I think of Planet of
That's-
the Apes.
if
obviously
anything, that's a
first, but
distinctive movie
But
of
I'm a
his.
total nerd for
Because
Planet
you
of the
heard
Apes.
that and you instantly knew it was him.
I think of two things. I think of two things Jody's mentioned already. Voyager,
Yep.
excellent opening, like excellent score in Voyager.
I like
and
the score in
Total
Voyager.
Recall.
Yep, Total Recall.
He did Total Recall
He
as well.
did Total
He
Recall
did.
as well.
Okay, well this is.
However, you probably can't remember any of the score of Total Recall because it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was his best,
No,
No.
not.
but he did do
No,
it.
I
I'd
think
say Total Recall.
I
I'd
think-
say First Contact's his best score.
from
one
a
of my
musical
first-
I would say
standpoint-
Voyager.
Voyager from a musical standpoint, like
Voyager. The
something
intro
that
to
you would-
Voyager was just
something,
awesome. It was
something
so
that,
epic.
Something that you would listen
Did he do the
to.
Deep Space Nine one too?
No.
The which?
No, that was somebody else.
To listen to without the show, Voyager is better, but Planet of the Apes, it fits with the movie so.
So I think we should
like
move
it-
on to
it-
Chris, and I can actually do
Yes.
his argument for him.
What?
They did Star Trek or Star Wars.
Like, what I'm wondering, you guys actually got your answers in before me. Why didn't you choose John Williams?
Like I said, the only name I could think of was Jerry Goldsmith because I'm not a Star Wars.
Give me 3
fan.
franchises he's done.
Harry Potter,
Don't care.
Jaws,
Don't care.
Star Wars,
That was good.
Yeah, it was okay.
Superman.
How many Harry Potters did he do?
3.
Who cares?
He did the first 3, actually.
Which was too many.
Mission Impossible.
No, whatever.
But he kind of ripped that off from the show, didn't he?
But I think we can all agree Mission Impossible 2's score was way better.
Doesn't
No,
matter.
I'm being fucking serious. Mission Impossible 2's score was way
We already
better.
established that movie sucks.
The movie is
Earlier.
terrible. The movie was
Hey, you
fucking
know what?
terrible, but the score was fantastic.
John Williams is the most
you remember?
epic. Like, this is actually the first thing I texted to Dave before I even got home, before I even had a chance to look on the internet, to look up my answers, to look up anything. I texted Dave and I said, for music, I want John Williams. Has anyone chosen that yet? And Dave's just like, nope. So you're good.
No, this was the first week there were no doubles. None of you wanted the same thing at all, which was
Right.
surprising.
No, but okay, for some of my other answers, I actually had to go to the internet first and see, like, you know, who would I choose, right? But when you had that music question, I was like, John Williams right away. Because, okay, first of all...
Was
he
there a
co-
bus?
He composed the Imperial March.
Yeah.
As a boy. As a little boy.
Dun, dun,
Like,
dun,
you know that.
shows.
dun, 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 dun.
Every time you hear that song, don't you just get Darth Vader's...
Yeah, it's
Picture it in
it's
your
Darth
head.
Vader's theme.
Right.
Darth Vader. Did I say Darth Vader?
Darth Vader.
Probably.
You just get his picture in your head.
The force
he-
is strong
he did-
with you.
Like
Master
he's-
Vader.
He's been working with Steven Spielberg all his life. He did Saving Private Ryan. Like, he did...
That's gonna be a negative for you. I'm taking you.
No.
That's a pretty shitty score, though.
It's not that I'm not saying it's a good score. I'm just saying that he's done, like, all of these iconic movies.
Keep talking, Chris. You're losing
Okay.
points by the minute.
This guy has won 22 Grammy Awards. 22 Grammys. Mm-hmm. And 5 Academy Awards.
Good for him.
What have your guys done?
Way more.
The question
But
is
we'll
who's
see.
the best or who's the most popular. It's who's the most distinctive.
Distinctive.
Anyway, are you done now?
No. E.T.
Guess not.
E.T. the extraterrestrial. He did that movie as well.
Okay.
That movie was terrible, though.
But Spielberg's got a hard on for him.
Spielberg's got Indiana Jones. Come on.
John
Williams.
John Williams wouldn't even have a career if it wasn't for Lucasfilm.
The Indiana Jones theme.
Yes?
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, that's pretty
Who
good.
gives
That's
a
pretty
shit
distinctive.
after
Yep.
you hear the first time?
Okay.
You know what? Okay, not only that.
Can I finish?
Do you guys know anything about music? Did you ever take music lessons in class?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so do you know that most songs are written in 4/4 time?
Yes.
Yes.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4.
16
1,
beat,
2,
yeah.
I understand 4/4 time. Move on.
Okay, so
Most people in the world understand 4/4 times.
do you
but anyway.
know that the Mission Impossible theme was written in 5/4 time?
I did not know that.
1, 2, 3,
I did
4,
know that.
5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3,
So
4,
5 beats
5.
in 4 measures.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's like incredible for a composer to go outside of that 4/4 time signature and actually do 5/4 time. Like nobody does 5/4 time, but he did it for that Mission Impossible theme.
You're like fucking really
You
stretching this.
go Jerry Goldsmith with Planet of the Apes. He's reinventing music.
All right, boys.
At that fucking point.
Okay,
I think it's my turn.
Changing
let's give Jody the floor.
changing the timing.
Okay, just to get to your awards thing.
Yeah.
My pick has over 150 awards.
Which words does he have? And who is your guy? Just to let the crowd
Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer! Let's just go over a couple movies that he's done.
All right.
We'll start with some of the older ones. Rain Man.
Who cares?
Good score.
Who
It
remembers
was a
the
great
theme for
score.
Rain Man?
Great score. People loved it. Backdraft. Very good score. Thelma and Louise. Meh. True Romance. Good score.
Yeah.
Lion King. Even though not really my kind of movie, but...
Come on, Lion
Millions
King
of dollars.
Lion King was Elton John. Lion King was
Lion
not
King
your
was
guy.
like 2 songs with Elton John. It has nothing to do with
Yeah,
it.
but all the memorable songs are Elton John.
We're talking about orchestral scores. Not fucking who did Are You Love Tonight or whatever. Fuck
But
off.
all the, like you're guys.
Hey, shut up.
You guys
Crimson
do the
Tide.
memorable songs.
Let him make it
Crimson
stand.
Tide.
Okay.
Good movie. Good score.
Very
Thin red line. But the thing I'm trying to point out here is we have a variety of different movies of which he all did scores on.
I feel
and
like-
they all encompassed what the subject matter was.
Zimmer very distinctive in the sense that he's dark.
Yeah.
I can't think of one.
Batman Begins. Hans Zimmer.
Like his stuff is very like
Still not memorable.
big horns and it's big like
All the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Oh, there you go. There's one I can.
Okay, there you go. All the Sherlock Holmes movies, both of the movies with the Dan Brown character, Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons. Man of Steel, the newer Superman movie. He did the score on that, even though I thought it was terrible. Interstellar, his most current one. Incredible score. Anybody who's ever watched that movie, fantastic score. The point I'm trying to make, which I think deviates, especially from John Williams, but I don't think so much with your pick, Goldsmith, sorry, is he has a much broader range. He can score pretty much any movie, and he can make it his own, which is really what I think a distinctive orchestral person is. The minute you came up with this question, I saw the question, and I went, holy fuck, I got to pick Hans Zimmer. So I got to get all my answers in because I want Hans Zimmer because I know everybody's going to try to pick it. And none of you did, which was really kind of surprising. Because I actually thought if anybody was going to pick it, it would be you.
Never even heard of it.
Really?
Nope.
That's
he did some
disappointing.
Star Trek stuff too, I
He
think.
did do some Star Trek stuff, but honestly, I don't remember what he did. But he did do some
Some
stuff.
episodes, I want to say, or something. I don't know. But
I picked some of the more popular movies that he's done. He also scored the Simpsons movie. Like, come on. He went
But
from,
did he score anything in the 60s? That's probably why I didn't pick him.
The Simpsons.
Well, I actually only grabbed movies that he scored from 89 up.
I have to disagree. I think the Simpsons movie was Danny Elfman.
I believe you're wrong.
no, he did the Simpsons show.
He did the
show?
he did the score for the show. The score for the movie, which was more orchestral, was actually done by Zimmerman.
All right.
Okay, well, this is tough, guys, because I think that all three of these guys are probably like the best.
How did I get an X, by the way?
More distinctive, though.
He-
Something
he-
you'll remember.
when he slammed you. And
On what? What do you say, man?
When he was like,
I forgot. I saw you on something.
See, it couldn't have been that important. Take it away.
It was important.
It wasn't that important. You don't remember it.
I can't listen back to it right now, but I don't know. This is tough.
It's not tough.
Tell
Black
me-
Hawk
tell-
Down?
Tell me why.
Black Hawk Down. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I can
score.
tell you that Hans Zimmer is my least favorite of these three.
Really?
But I'd say that his style is the least appealing to me.
If
Personally.
you want somebody
But
that's
music
gonna
is a
set-
personalized taste.
who's
It
going to
is.
set the emotion in a movie, that's Jerry Goldsmith. He,
No.
What
like
movie has Jerry
nobody
Goldsmith
else.
done recently? Do you think?
He's dead.
He's
now.
dead.
I know he's dead. What was it? No, I know he's fucking dead.
His son kind of carried
No,
on.
but like, what was some of the last movies that he scored? Just because I'm more curious.
Dave, just think of this.
I-
Like
I
all
know
you have to think of is the
Gremlins, I know
movie
he did
Jaws.
Poltergeist,
All you need is the
but
first
his
two
better
notes.
work was earlier.
Yes, and anybody
And
could have did that on a
anybody-
fucking violin, and it would still be just as good.
Anybody knows what song that is. Anybody knows what movie
You're
that is.
fucking digging. Shut up.
Also, I had the time signature argument. I'm the only guy who actually thought about this musically instead of just by the song.
What?
Jerry Goldsmith is changing the instruments
I-
to make different sounds. He's reinventing music. He's not just using a different time signature. Reinventing it.
Different. Nobody else writes songs in 5/4 time. There's no other songs written in that time signature
that-
except for the Mission Impossible theme song. There's no other songs
And maybe
on the planet.
and maybe half the songs that Primus made.
Primus is not even in this. But they, you know what? That's
Primus sucks, and they will tell you.
Primus is not even in this.
Primus actually has a song written in 11/8 time, which is really ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
You know? And I'll teach you about that if that
So
ever
I win.
becomes
Just
a
put off my
question.
name there. That's fine.
This is tough. Man.
Not that tough. Hans fucking Zimmer, the greatest
John
German
Williams.
composer to date.
Jaws.
I think John Williams is too. I think he's too geeky.
He's a one-hit fucking wonder. Give me a break.
Well, he's not a one-hit wonder, but I think his stuff is a little too I don't know.
This is down to Kevin and I. Let's be honest here.
It's actually between these two.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. And I'll tell you why. Because Hans Zimmer is fucking awesome. And that's all there is to it. Just because you don't enjoy it. No, I also told you that he won 150 awards. You didn't say a fucking word. But anyway, that being said, I don't understand how I could be in the least here. Just because you don't like him doesn't mean that I didn't make a good argument.
Well, I'm just going. I was listening to all the movies you guys were listing off, and what emotion? Because that's I think what a score does.
You know what? I want to tell you other movies that he's done that I didn't tell you about. Jurassic Park,
Man.
all the Home Alone films.
Oh, whoopee.
Catch Me If You Can, War Horse, Lincoln, Memoirs of Geisha, The Color Purple. All of those. It's not just geeky films.
Wasn't Color Purple the movie where like Oprah was taking a piss?
That's the Oprah movie, yes, but
I love that the Color Purple has just turned into the Oprah movie.
Oprah movie taking a piss.
She's not even like the main character. She's the Oprah movie. So many good actors in that too, but it's the
Come
Oprah
on,
movie.
I was telling you about the popular movies because I wanted to win, but I'm telling you about these other movies now.
What's more
because
fucking popular
Maybe
than
you-
The Lion King, for fuck's
Maybe you
sake?
didn't know.
Oh, that's why you got the X because he said the Elton
Star
John.
Trek.
Yeah,
Elton
because-
John was on the
more
soundtrack. It
popular
wasn't the
than Lion King?
composition.
It's his music's in the movie.
Okay.
And,
And it's most of the movie.
most
Okay.
of the movie. It's a musical, and most of it's like.
All right. Let me solve this right
most of
now.
it's Tim Rice.
3 movies that John Williams scored had Luke Skywalker in it.
So what?
There you go. That's an X for you because he's a bitch. He's a bitch.
He just called Luke Skywalker a bitch.
Luke Skywalker is a bitch, and we all know it. You can admit it.
I love that Chris is expecting a throwdown.
All right. Well, with that, I think I have enough to give it to Kevin.
Oh man.
Kevin wins with Jerry Goldsmith.
As long as I didn't lose to John Williams, I'm happy.
You're a fucking prick, Jody.
I know. Nothing's changed. You worked with me. You knew how much of a prick
All right,
I am.
guys. That was good. That was good. That was tough. That was the toughest one I've had to do so far. All right.
He says that after.
Because I really, if I could, I would give all you guys the point for that because it was exceptional answers. So, and that's what we
So
need.
I won you over with saying that Luke Skywalker is a bitch.
Well, that helped take Chris off the.
okay.
And it
tied it
And
back up a
also,
bit.
he is a bitch.
He is
Like-
a bitch.
It was between Chris and Kevin. You slammed Chris. Kevin pulled ahead.
Yeah.
Oh,
thanks,
okay, so
Jody.
actually you won because I helped you.
Yeah.
All right.
That's okay. I'm alright with that.
So you got
Just because of that, I'm gonna make sure you have a dildo up your ass later.
I just want to clarify. Who are you talking to?
Good.
Okay, good. I can
Okay, on to
I don't know how to respond to that.
On to sports.
I really don't know how to respond to that.
Let's make this a little bit more.
I'm feeling threatened and aroused.
Okay, well,
I got like a happy.
we're moving to sports. Let's make this straight again. All right, here we go.
Chris is at the table.
Our
Making
question
this straight.
is: Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Who is the most outrageous sports personality ever?
Chris picked Don Cherry.
Yeah, he kind of gave that away last night. So
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys, that I chose Don Cherry.
So you're gonna go first.
You're gonna be.
We all know him as like the host of Hockey Night in Canada, right?
I know who he is.
We're all pretty familiar with him.
Yeah, we're Canadians, but for our American listeners, and we do have some.
We have like one or two.
Yeah, tell them.
Who do we got? We got like
Jim Edelson.
we
He
got like
listens.
Jim.
Dylan's awesome. We like him too.
Okay, well, we all know he's affectionately known as Grapes. He dresses flamboyantly.
So
You know
does
what?
Richard Simmons. Take it away. I just got a good point on that one. There
No,
you go.
that's Richard Simmons is not a good point. Richard Simmons is
He
not a good.
dresses flamboyantly. You're not making any statement here.
But that's okay.
If you can't handle the heat, buddy, get away from
You
the
know
fucking
what?
table.
Here was my favorite Don Cherry quote, and I think Dave knows this one. And this is why
He's got some good quotes, though. That's for sure.
I think he's about the war on terrorism. Okay, he got kicked
this was
off.
good.
He got kicked off a CBC radio radio show.
Right. To be fair, the question is about who's the most outrageous.
Okay, well, this is kind of an outrageous thing to say
If it's what I think he's talking about, it was kind of outrageous.
on CBC radio. If hooking up one rag-headed terrorist prisoner's testicle to a car battery to get the truth out of the lying camel shagger will save just one Canadian life, I have only three things to say. Red is positive, black is negative, and make sure his nuts are wet.
Yeah, I'll give one for that.
So Don Cherry said that on Canadian radio.
What else you got?
He got kicked out of the station for that.
What else you got?
That's it. That's all you need.
All right.
Case closed. Deal done. Once you call someone a camel shagger on Canadian radio, you're insulting like 33% of our population right now.
33% are what? Like Arab?
Yes.
No, they're camel shaggers.
Camels.
There's camel shaggers.
They actually fuck camels. 33% of Canadians fuck camels. I saw that stuff.
Please don't sue us.
Although it's equal across races.
I give the floor to Jody.
I picked something completely different. I picked something. When I think outrageous, I also think completely out of character of what you would expect that personality to be like. So when I think tennis players, I don't think batshit fucking crazy. I don't think yelling at the judge telling them to go fuck themselves on national television during play. John McEnroe. This guy raked up the highest amount of fines as a tennis player because he used to get fined by the minute for what he was doing on the court.
What was he doing?
Oh, I could show you videos, but I won't even waste your time.
He's a little bit before my time, but
Okay, well, he was kind of before my time too, but just if you ever get a chance, have a look at.
If you want to ask Jody, like nobody watches men's tennis.
Except, most of the people that watch men's tennis. But anyway, a lot of
Seriously,
people.
who watches men's tennis?
You don't, but that doesn't mean that people don't. But anyway,
Jim Parsons does.
I bet Jim
Yeah,
Parsons.
he would.
When he's not.
Gay men watch men's tennis. Gay
All
men
right.
don't.
Anyway, let's
And
get
Jody,
back.
apparently.
I don't watch it, but McEnroe was an outrageous sports personality, which is exactly what this question is. He used to yell at the referees. He used to throw tennis rackets at people. He used to fucking beat on things with his tennis racket. He used to tell people to go fuck themselves. Like, this guy would give the whatever they call the guy who judges all of the shots. I guess it's the judge or whatever you want to call him. I don't know what the official word is.
I think he's a ref or something.
Ref or something, yeah. Let's say the referee for all intents and purposes. He would actually walk up there, tell them they're wrong, and then tell them to go fuck themselves on national television while he's mic'd. Keep in mind, a lot of these tennis players back then were mic'd. So you could hear everything that they said. And he would get fined through the teeth for stuff. He raked up something like, it was like $10,000. Now keep in mind, this is like 84-ish. $10,000 in fines in one game. Because he used to just constantly he would swear at the judges. If he thought the judge was wrong, that was end all fucking be all. And he would throw tennis rackets at them. Like, this guy was fucking batshit crazy. He was Rodman before Rodman. Like, he was fucking nuts.
He was the bad boy of tennis.
He was the only bad boy of tennis. And that's what made him so outrageous, was the fact that you have a sport that is known as being kind of the more gentlemanly sport, kind of like cricket, I guess, in a way, but
it's civilized,
yes. And it was completely out of character for what a tennis player was. John McEnroe was a complete douchebag 3/4 of the time, which is probably why I like him. But he would sit there, he would swear, he would curse, he would fucking throw rackets at the other guy. Like, this guy went fucking batshit crazy when he didn't get his way, right? Like, he was a spoiled little child. But that's what made him outrageous, and that's why he still got people to come and show up. Like, tennis, I couldn't find an actual number, but I did find a lot of references to basically, like, the viewership went through the roof after he started, like, going nuts on pro circuits, right? Because people would just, like, tune in just to see if he would go nuts. It was like tuning into NASCAR to look at crashes, right? Like, it might not happen, but if it does fucking happen, it's going to be a good show, right? And that's basically what it was McEnroe was essentially, in my opinion, based on your question, he really was the complete opposite of what you would have expected, and that's what made him outrageous. He was a sports personality that was completely outrageous, and that's who I thought of. First person I thought of. Other than Dennis Rodman, so I don't know if somebody picked that.
You know what? We all probably thought of Dennis Rodman at first, and that's probably why.
But I thought it was a little too cliche.
That's probably why none of us picked him, because unless you picked him, I don't know.
I didn't pick him. No, who'd you pick, Kevin?
But
speaking of it,
you see, I don't really watch sports, so I don't know much about what happens in sports. But I picked the same pick that I had last week.
Mike Tyson.
O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson.
O.J.
You're not going to go on this murder thing again.
Yes, I am, but not just the murder thing. Outrageous, fucking kills 2 people, gets away with it, then writes a fucking book that says, if I did it, this is how it happened.
Didn't he use this the last time?
Yes, he
but
did.
He didn't call it outrageous last time. It was
last time it was reckless.
Reckless.
This time, it's fucking outrageous. Stop asking the same goddamn question.
So what is it?
Giving the same answer.
So what is it, reckless or outrageous? We need to know.
It's fucking both.
It's both now. All right.
but aside from the murder,
Also, as his last thing that he did, fucking armed robbery. What
Yeah.
is more outrageous than that? I mean, Don Cherry wears funny suits and says weird shit about the French and about camels.
Camel Shaggers.
Camel Shaggers specifically.
Camel Shaggers. Well, OJ should have enough money that he shouldn't have to rob.
This is true.
But he doesn't.
Hopefully.
So in a way, that might make him a little bit more outrageous.
He's just, that's it. I mean, who can kill 2 people, get away with it, and then have the fucking nerve to write a book? That's, if I did it, this is how it happened. And I read that fucking book, and it's all about how she fucking deserved it. Like,
But I don't.
that is outrageous.
But I don't think of O.J. Simpson as a sports personality.
But
in that
he is
scenario.
a sports person.
I thought of him as a celebrity at that point.
Fine. You can think of him however you want, but he was a sports person.
He was a sports. He was a sports personality.
Okay, this will be a quick round. I'm giving it to Jody.
Thank you.
I think that's
He
well
made the best
deserved.
case.
Thank you. He was fucking batshit crazy.
Moving on to history.
Ding, ding, ding. See, I did it that time.
That was good.
Thank you.
Our history
I've been
question.
studying all week.
Our history question is: what was the most historically significant assassination? We're starting with Jody this
Are
round.
we?
Yeah.
It's a done deal, boys. Julius Caesar.
Caesar.
Caesar. He was killed by basically
Et tu, Brutus.
the Senate, led by I can never say their fucking names. Marcus and
Marcus Aurelius?
Brutus, but
Brutus Aurelius?
Marcus Brutus.
I don't know. This is the one I know the least amount about, so tell me.
Okay. So you want to let me do it then?
Sure.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Because I have it in front of me.
Okay.
So that's probably going to work. Gellius, Cassius, Longius, whatever. Anyway, the two main guys of the Senate, they ended up going, stabbed him once, he fell down, stabbed him another 23 times, just to make sure. Because you know what? If you're going to stab somebody, at least fucking do it right. It's that simple.
Well, you want to make sure they're dead.
You know, he was a fucking pincushion. The reason why they wanted to do that was to obviously overthrow him. Basically, what ended up happening was it was the end of the Roman Republic after middle and lower castes in Rome were enraged by the group of aristocrats that killed him. This led to a civil war, which eventually Caesar adopted the heir Octavian to ascend as the Roman emperor, which changed the complete outline of that society, essentially.
Okay.
Which, let's face it, the Roman Empire was a society that, to this day, has influenced every other society in the world. Like, we have almost everything when it comes to like plumbing and shit like that all had something to do with them, and of course warfare, stuff like that. So I just think that, you know, based on what you want, it was a significant assassination. Without that happening, who knows what would have happened after that. It changed the outline of that people, and in fact was a trickle effect around the world.
Okay, Kevin.
All right, I picked someone who nobody remembers, almost nobody.
Franz Ferdinand?
And even nobody cares about. Yeah.
Franz
Archduke
Ferdinand?
Franz Ferdinand.
Oh, I can't believe I guessed that.
I can't believe I'm shocked.
Because the first thing I think of
This
is least significant, Franz Ferdinand.
Least significant.
Absolutely.
His assassination is considered the
one
main
of them.
reason for the First World War. Mm-hmm. Also, the First World War is considered the main reason for the Second World War.
That's
absolutely.
For Hitler's rise to power. So this assassination is the beginning of two major world wars. It's the beginning of the...
But I think we can honestly say that warfare wouldn't have been the same if the Roman Empire didn't change power.
warfare wouldn't have been the same if we hadn't fought the First World War.
This is also true.
Trench warfare was brutal, and after that, it was decided that wouldn't fucking happen again, and it did.
Just to summarize for you,
years
you're
ago.
already fucked. I'm just telling you now.
Why?
Because I can't think of anything better
How
than
many
those two.
world wars did Julius
what's
Caesar
the- why-
start?
what's-
Fucking
oh, did he?
none,
Okay, good.
but 2 world wars from this assassination. I don't even know how to elaborate.
He's got the
on that.
Shakespearean play.
I have a civil war that arrived around it, changing of government, which obviously same thing happened with you.
Changing of many governments.
Couple.
Yeah,
for sure. I'll give you a couple. As far as I'm concerned, he's winning.
All right.
I don't have much of an
Moving
argument
on
make.
to
It's just-
Chris.
Okay. My original answer was Che Guevara. I don't know if you guys know who he is.
Yep.
Your original answer. Are you changing?
I am changing my answer, Dave. I don't know if I...
Is that allowed?
I don't know if I'm allowed
I
to
think
do
that's
that.
an instant disqualification.
I don't know. I have to hear this.
But now that
Who's
I've
he picking?
heard, now that I've heard Kevin's answer, I have to change my answer because I have to top that, right? And Che Guevara will not top that. Like Che Guevara was
So I win.
no.
Kind of sounds like a win.
Che Guevara was.
I think it really comes down to Dave. He's the host. He's the one that gets to
I
do that.
have to hear him out.
Yeah,
So who are
go
you
for it.
changing to?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. We're playing the Jesus Christ card again.
Okay, go on.
All right. Here, I'm going to sum this all up right now. Prove to me that he existed. We're done.
What?
What?
You can't prove it.
Was he assassinated?
He was assassinated on this on.
So there was
Yeah.
somebody on the grassy knoll
Well,
while he was strung up and
Wasn't he
crucified?
like?
He was on stage.
Wasn't he put on trial?
no, he was not put on trial. He was put on the stake. It was after the last dinner.
He was crucified.
and Jonas crucified him.
That's not an assassination.
The last dinner.
Jonas,
Well, that's a nice way to say it.
Jonas crucified him. But this man,
Jonas?
Jonas, yeah,
I mean Judas.
Judas,
Judas,
yes.
yeah.
Not the Jonas Brothers.
Not the Jonas brothers.
Oh, they were too. I hate those.
Let's face it, though. If you wanted to nail yourself to wood boards, listening to that music might be a good start.
That's not even an assassination.
Okay.
It's not an assassination.
He was crucified by a government. That's not assassination.
Yeah, he was executed.
Execution and assassination is kind of the same thing when there's no trial. There was no trial.
There was a trial.
There was no trial.
Even if I want to accept that Jesus existed, which I have no historical proof,
I can give you historical proof.
it's over. It's over. Kevin gets the point.
You guys.
I can't believe he threw out the Jesus card. That was pretty
I
good.
still just love that he called it the last dinner.
And Jonas got him.
And Jonas.
I'm gonna change.
Jonas had the whale.
Which brother was that?
I'm gonna change my name to Jonas.
You guys.
Kevin, this guy's like, I'm never coming on this fucking show again.
Can I go back to Che Guevara?
No, it's over.
Decided that
Point was awarded.
every episode.
That was already awarded.
The point's been awarded. Moving on to the wild card.
Okay, that's all I forget what that question was. Oh yeah.
Right into
The question is, what is the ultimate superhero team? And I have to say, guys, with the Avengers coming out this weekend, and
I didn't pick the Avengers.
none
because
of
it's
you
bullshit.
picked the Avengers.
I don't
Interestingly enough.
And I'll tell you why.
Because
Okay.
it's part of
Out of
the.
my
Starting with, well, I think we're back to. No,
We're back to
you.
Chris, aren't
No,
we?
Kevin. We're with Kevin.
Oh no, I started last,
You
so it would have been
started
Kevin.
last,
Yeah.
that's
Kevin starts. Who do you got, Kevin?
the Justice League.
Nah, mine beats that.
No. You know why? Because every other superhero team has a hole in their game. What if?
Your hole in
The
your
next-
game is Superman.
What if the next attack comes from the ocean? Wouldn't it be nice to have somebody
Aquaman.
that could raise an army of aquatic beings as a frontline defense?
They have
Nobody else has that.
Turtles.
Well, maybe the Avengers, but they're not in the argument.
Maybe the Avengers.
Well-
Who do they have?
Namor.
Who is that? Who the fuck is
The
that?
Submariner.
Oh, I don't know.
The Aquaman of Marvel.
And who cares? What are
But
they?
it doesn't
What
matter. It doesn't matter because he's not in the argument.
are they doing? Defending the water?
What if the next attack comes from the ocean? We have only explored very little of our ocean.
70% of the world is covered in ocean.
Like it
we
might end up
explored
being
very
like a bunch
little
of
of it.
evil of those like little fishes with the little dingle thingies on them. Might be those.
And
Those
they
fuckers
say
look
that
fierce.
dolphins are super intelligent.
What
Who's
else?
to say that there isn't
If dolphins
anything
are so
more
fucking intelligent,
that there isn't
the
anything
Japanese
more
people wouldn't be
intelligent
eating
the lower
them.
you go.
What else does it just... Okay, I'll give you the surf cop.
No, that's all I got. I don't know nothing.
Just that they have a surf cop?
that they're the complete team.
That's not.
Because-
I'm gonna say a point against him is Superman.
Yeah.
Superman's terrible.
Why?
Yeah, but
Because
point for me
Superman's
is
fucking terrible.
Batman.
End of discussion.
Oh, okay.
Point for me to Batman. Batman's fucking awesome.
Batman is pretty fucking awesome.
Point for him, Batman.
That's all I got.
Okay, Chris, who's your pick?
My pick was. You didn't know this one, Dave.
I did not know this one, so you gotta educate me.
Is it Jesus
So-
Christ?
It's Franz Ferdinand and
Is
Jesus
it-
Christ.
What a team!
Jesus Christ probably would be the ultimate superhero team, but
Just him?
Holy Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Jonas.
After the last dinner.
but you guys are at least the same age as me, so I'm choosing Team Voltron.
Oh, give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break.
Tell me about Voltron. I don't know anything about
I
Voltron.
fucking love Voltron.
See, he loves Voltron. Voltron are defenders.
Voltron was fun.
Not only defenders of the water. Voltron are defenders of the universe.
I love the debate's gone to the water because of me.
Yes. No, he says debates.
They defend the water? What is Voltron?
Voltrons are defenders of the universe. Okay, they are a team of 5 young pilots. Okay, and they pilot these lion robots.
Like the Thunderbirds?
Yeah.
No, like
Yeah, kind of.
they pilot these 5 like
They're robots that can go together to make one
They're
big
robots.
robot.
That's like Power Rangers.
Yeah, no, it's not like
Well, this
Power
is
Rangers.
before Power Rangers.
It's way before
It's
Power
actually
Rangers.
the guys that go into the Lions look a lot like Power
Okay, what they do? Okay,
I'm pretty sure the Power Rangers ripped off Voltron.
Okay.
yeah. Here's what they do. Like these 5 pilots of these robot lions
Okay.
come together. They do good around the earth, and then all of a sudden they come together and they form this super robot called Voltron.
What do they fight?
They fight they're defenders of the universe. No,
They fight the fucking universe.
they're not defenders.
They
of
fight the universe?
No,
They fight like Saturn and stuff.
yeah.
Like planets. Why
They
not?
fight planets?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just
They don't
telling
fight
you.
planets. They fight like big.
Hey,
giant
Chris.
monsters.
Name 2 monsters that they fight.
It doesn't matter. what happens is they come out and it's like
I'm listening. I have an open mind.
it's like there's always like
I told you he'd be
a
right.
big build up to this. It's like we will the arms, we will the legs, and I'll make the head, and then
Okay.
More entertaining than the plot.
and then this guy was
Anything is.
this guy, the black robot, the black lion always makes the head. The black lion always makes the head, right? And then they will fight.
You're really obsessed with head, eh?
Okay. And then they will, Dave, listen to
I'm
this.
with you.
Listen to this. They will
I don't
always
know how
fight.
you are, but okay.
Dave, they will always fight this other demon from another world, right?
Okay, they
They'll
fight
always
demons.
them, but they'll fight them with their arms, like they'll be like punching and fighting and everything, right? And then at the end, it's always like, bring out the sword, and then they'll bring out the sword, and they just slice the fucking guy in half, and it always happens every single time. And when you're a kid, when you're like a 5 or 6 year old kid, you're like, Voltron, just bring out the fucking sword, because that will kill him. Right? Because the sword will kill the enemy every time, right, Jody?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I
Have you
agree.
seen the show?
On that show, every single time the sword
The sword
killed
does.
the bad guy.
Will always kill the bad guy.
Okay. So
But-
my question for you is, this is about a team. This is about a team.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand they come together to form this robot that fights demons of some kind.
Yeah.
And they get it with the sword. Just bring out the trump card early. I get it. But
you know what?
How do these five? What are these five?
I can't
people,
believe he's so serious about this.
It's
What,
awesome.
what are these 5 people individually?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter.
Because they make
drive
Voltron.
They drive the vote.
But before that, what are they by themselves?
A bunch of people
Doesn't matter.
that all ride around in lion robots.
You don't know who they are beforehand.
Don't
Really,
look
it doesn't
behind the
matter.
curtain. It doesn't matter.
But you know what? Okay, Dave. They made there was Voltron, the Lion series. Okay, and then there was Voltron, the car series. I'm talking about Voltron, the Lion series, because the car series sucked.
Okay.
Only. Do you agree with me, Jody?
I don't even remember the car
Absolutely. The car series was
series. I don't
terrible.
even remember the car.
Okay, no car series, but I haven't seen either.
It doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah, so that's fine.
No, but imagine this: like 5 lions that join together to a giant robot, and then they pull out a sword and they just slice their enemy in half.
So if they were fighting the Justice League,
They would kill them. They would just pull out the sword and kill them because
Except for Aquaman, because he'd be in the water.
no. The reason is
Defending. Fucking an
listen,
elephant.
can
Dave.
they fight in the water?
No, they
They
probably
can fight-
short circuit because they're robots.
No, Jody, you're wrong. They can.
They
fight
never fought in the water.
They can fight
They
anywhere.
fought in space.
Listen, Voltron are defenders of the universe. These guys are just talking about defenders of Earth. Right? I'm talking about
No,
defenders of the
mine
universe.
goes farther, but you haven't even heard mine yet. Because we're too busy listening to your
Let's
giant
go-
sword.
I think I got what I need.
I think you got more than you need.
So okay, Jody, the floor's to you.
All right. I'm going to try to make mine a lot quicker than that. Because that was interesting.
Jody, you know Voltron. Come on.
I do know Voltron, but I wouldn't have picked that. But you know what? To each his their own. I picked X-Men.
I saw the
Figured somebody would pick X-Men.
There's so many reasons why the X-Men make perfect sense here. Because the X-Men is a group, not unlike the Justice League, but it's multiple groups that can be called on at any time as well. It's not just one main group, which, to a degree, yeah, Justice League kind of.
There was like 30 different members.
But you
of
also
Justice
had
League.
guys in
And now I've
in the
exhausted my
X-Men
knowledge.
that could take on your entire fucking group by themselves. Magneto could take on the fucking Justice League.
Yeah, Voltron could slice him with his...
Whatever, fuck off,
Are
Voltron.
you kidding? Fucking Aquaman is the Dr. Xavier of the sea.
All Magneto needs...
Fish was mine.
All Magneto would need would be a fucking hook, and he could kill that fucking guy so quick. Done. Problem solved. But you also have a group of people who all are constantly working on perfecting their powers. Mm-hmm. Unlike the Justice League, who, for instance, Superman's a lazy bitch. We all know it. Now, Batman, I will give you, works out a lot. Not bad. Right.
What is there any particular lineup of the X-Men you're presenting here?
All of them, dude. It doesn't really matter. You have your normal movie ones Storm and all those goods, but you also have the offset teams like Wolverine's team with I can't remember where that whole side story with Wolverine, and he had all the younger X-Men. People with them. I can't remember.
X-Force or
something like that. Yeah, it was one of those. But you have that. But they all try to master their powers, and they all try to work as a fighting force. So you could always pull in those subgroups to give you a little bit of extra protection. Whereas the Justice League was the Justice League.
There was Justice League Detroit and Justice League. There was different versions.
And
of the
anybody
Justice League.
cares. Nobody does.
At this point, I'm relying on you. I've already exhausted my knowledge of the Justice League.
I will say, as also a 4 for me, we don't have anybody like Aquaman. Realistically.
It's a hole in your game. See, 99%...
No, not a hole in our game, because we have Magneto, we send him with a fishing hook, and you're dead.
Well,
99% of shit that you're going to deal with is
we've already mentioned Namor, the Submariner, is considered the first mutant.
Yes.
Or an early mutant, because he is the child...
He's also somebody who could take on a group of people and win.
He's the child of
He's a super.
Of an Atlantean and a human, but he has these wings on his feet, which is...
confused. Is he an Avenger or an X-Men now?
Well, he's kind of
He's
both.
fucking both.
He's both, but he was part of the X-Men collective.
But neither. He's also the king of Atlantis, which is similar to Aquaman. But he's never been a member of the X-Men, so I don't know if he can count
He
him.
was a member of the X-Men.
Was he a member? Yeah, I know he was a member of the Avengers at times.
He was a member of the Avengers as well.
Okay.
Yep, he was both. But same thing with Magneto.
This is when we need a fact checker, but sure.
Trust me on this. Because look at my face. This is a face.
It's an honest face.
Yeah, we can trust
And I also
face.
didn't bring up Voltron, which is retarded.
Yeah, here's a picture of Voltron. Would you fuck with this guy?
Okay, well, maybe.
All right, so as an example, Storm's weather-based powers could take on Aquaman without a problem. Without a problem. She does a little whirlwind thing, fucking blows him up in the air. He's useless. All right? Super strength, mental powers, force beams, you name it, they got it in the X-Men. Which is really the reason why. It's all about variety. Variety is the spice of life, and it's also the best way to kick ass and take names. And that's what the X-Men do. In case schools like you.
Okay, well, this
Bring down the iPod, and I've won.
This is pretty close.
I've won. Let's face it.
I don't know about that.
What do you mean?
Raising an army of aquatic animals for that 1% of
Fuck
the
off!
time.
It's Aquaman! No one gives a shit! It's Aquaman!
I love that I'm arguing with...
You're arguing something you don't fucking care about. You know you don't.
Exactly, and I'm doing
Do you know
good.
why you don't care about it? Because the fucking X-Men are better. It's that simple.
I don't care about the X-Men either, so good
And
luck.
you know what? I'll tell you right now. The X-Men also beats Voltron. You know why?
Why?
Because they're all made out of fucking metal, and all we have is Magneto. He can just pull them apart. We're done. Done. Your sword, useless. He just stops it.
But
You know what?
Aquaman is the Dr. Xavier
do you have
of
a
the
counter
sea,
to
and
that?
Dr. Xavier
Voltron is from the
consistently beats
future.
Magneto.
Yeah?
They're not made of metal. Nobody ever said they were made of metal.
What the hell else
They're-
are they made of? They make a metal sound when
They make
fucking
a ding
step on
ding
the
sound
ground.
all the time.
It doesn't matter. It's
That
because
does matter. Plastic doesn't make that fucking sound.
Even if they're fucking made out of metal or not, what does that make any difference? This is about the
They're not
best
made of
group.
metal.
And the best group with the most variety is the fucking X-Men. It's plain and simple. You have every power you would fucking need to take on any threat with the X-Men. And if you don't have it in your core group, you go out and you get something else. No problem. Because there's more X-Men. That's the beauty of the X-Men. It's a collective.
Oh, the beauty of the X-Men is they get to fucking just be anybody at any time, right? Like it's, fucking whatever. You don't have to have the core group of guys, right? You can just...
You have Batman
They'll
who,
take
if
anything from the Marvel
you take
universe.
away Batman's power, Voltron could fucking kick his ass.
You know what I think about
How does
Voltron?
Batman?
I think that Voltron is honestly made of a futuristic metal that we haven't even discovered yet. Because Voltron is from the future and they're defenders of the universe.
But whatever Voltron is made of, there's an X-Men that could fuck him up. It's that simple.
They're defenders of the universe. Voltron is not from Earth. X-Men are from Earth. X-Men are from Earth.
X-Men, Justice League.
I've got the only.
They are both handling 99% of what the world's
Voltron. The only thing Voltron attacks
was something comes out of the sea. Justice League is complete.
All your guys are Earthlings. They're all Earth people.
The people in your fucking Voltron thing were fucking Earthlings.
No, they're not.
Yes, they were.
Where are they from?
Where are they from?
They're from like Arius or something.
Arius was fucking Earth. It was renamed.
No, it
jackass.
wasn't.
Yes, it was.
I don't know the answer to that.
It wasn't.
It was.
Voltron is not from Earth. They're defenders of the universe.
Yes.
Not defenders
They
of
deal with
Earth.
the universe, but their origins are from Earth.
Because
it
they
reminds
always,
me of my they ruined my life argument.
X-Men wins.
Whenever they fight, Voltron is always in outer space. Whenever they slice the guy in half with the sword, are they ever on Earth or are they always in outer space fighting?
X-Men is part of the Marvel Universe. We know the Marvel Universe is better.
You'll all
Plain
be
and simple.
sorry
The DC
when
universe is shit.
When something
in
comes
comparison.
out of the fucking sea.
No one gives a fuck about
Aquaman
the sea.
ain't there because he's in therapy because nobody fucking likes him.
That's right. That's right. And that's the reason why the X-Men are good.
Nobody recognizes his
The X-Men win this. We know it.
There's a Voltron movie in the works now.
Honestly, right now, all three of you are tied in my mind.
No way.
So I'm gonna
Even fucking Voltron?
even fucking Voltron.
I had to cut you.
He's made a very passionate argument.
No, he's made a retarded fucking argument, and he keeps mentioning the same fucking thing, which is the big fucking sword. If you take the sword away, it's fucking nothing.
Because that's
Before
what
you
Voltron
ask your
does.
question, Dave, I have not written a pilot.
No, you have
Sorry.
not. Okay.
I will make one up in my head right now if that'll
Okay,
do
so
it. If that'll seal the
Question to you.
deal. Yep.
It's the Justice League versus Voltron. Who wins?
Oh, Justice League by far.
Okay. X-Men versus Voltron.
X-Men.
X-Men versus the Justice League.
Fucking X-Men. Come on.
Justice League.
Really? That's bullshit. Tell him to name 3 people in the Justice League.
Name 3 people in the Justice League.
Superman.
Yeah?
Spider-Man.
No.
Nope.
Nope. Done. Done. He doesn't know fuck all about it. Now name 3 X-Men.
Okay, you guys. Come on.
Voltron.
He's back to Voltron again.
Honestly, Voltron would kill all of you guys
With the giant fucking sword. Yes, we've heard it.
fucking sword.
I win.
One slice all the way across would kill all you fucking guys.
I win. Kevin's
Right?
second runner.
I win because one
He's
slice
out.
could kill all these.
All he's got is a sword.
I'm defender of the universe. They're on Earth. They're on Earth.
This is the toughest round so far.
I can kill all those guys. Voltron would fucking kill.
You're telling
all of
me
them.
that the X-Men couldn't help in any situation that involved, like, for instance, like, what was the dude's name and that's trying to get all the stones?
You're telling me that.
Huh?
The stones, little stones from the Marvel.
Oh, the
cinematic-
Infinity Stones.
Infinity Stones, yeah. Who's the guy that's trying to get all those right now?
Thanos.
Thanos shows up. Who's going to deal with it? It's going to be the fucking X-Men. We know that.
Or the Avengers.
Or the Avengers, which can also be X-Men, technically.
There are X-Men in the Avengers.
There you go. Problem solved.
Beast and Wolverine.
We're done. I win. We're done.
Listen to this.
And it's not fun. Oh, here we come with the big sword
The
again.
last 5 minutes of every Voltron was fucking them fighting, right?
With the
He
sword.
brings up without the sword.
That's right, without the sword.
And then
Because they're too stupid to realize to use the sword first.
They are too stupid to realize.
There you go. They're stupid. They're done.
The sword first. But once they pull out the sword, it's just like fucking it. That's it. Their enemy's done. Once they pull out the sword,
can Voltron defeat Superman?
yes,
How?
he could with the sword.
But without the sword, he's fuck off. So really, the story is
But he
the
can't
sword.
beat Aquaman because he goes in the water. That motherfucker's gonna rust.
Because Voltron.
No, it's a space age material. I don't know
Voltron
about
is
you.
defender of the universe, not of the Earth.
I don't give a shit about the universe. I give a shit about
Saltwater
being
is very
protected.
gross.
Chris, the question was about a team,
Yes.
and you basically have got a
Your
robot.
team is a sword.
You have one robot with a sword.
No, there's 5 guys. They pilot these 5 lions They pilot 5 lions, 5 robotic lions, and they come together to form Voltron.
But on their own, they're nothing.
On their own, they're pretty good.
Pretty good.
And there's a whole thing that goes on. There's all like, okay, we'll form the arms. I'll form the legs.
God, did
I'll
you
form
hear
the
this?
torso.
Okay, I've heard enough. Of this
X-Men
bullshit.
wins. We're done.
Uh,
Let's face it, X-Men
wait,
wins.
who did you picked? Justice League.
He picked the Justice League, but he couldn't name 2 people. The second one was fucking Spider-Man. Even I know that Spider-Man's not there.
Voltron. Just
Don't
give me
give
a
it to me.
All
Voltron.
right, the round's over. I'm giving it to Kevin and Jody. Both get points.
There you go.
Alright.
Which means I win.
Fuck you.
I
Why
knew
don't
the
get points?
Aquaman.
Doesn't mean we're both going to the thing, though.
I knew Aquaman was gonna arguing it out. Aquaman was.
Have we ever been in a speed round?
No,
think
not
we
you
have
two.
together.
Not
This is
against
going to
each other.
suck. This is going to suck hard for me.
Okay,
Because
guys.
he's going to win me.
So how does Voltron not get points?
No, I'm
Because all you have is a fucking sword. No one cares about the
You were
people.
close, though, Chris. You were close.
You were close on compassion, maybe, but that was about it.
Passion,
Like,
not comeback.
Jody, you know. Okay, Dave doesn't know Voltron,
Still
but
going.
you do, right?
I know Voltron, but I still would rather see X-Men win.
But wouldn't you like to see? Okay, Jody, let me ask you this:
God, he's still going on this.
if there was a Voltron movie, would you
So
go
much
see
for
it?
making it shorter.
I wouldn't go see it, but I'd watch it on Netflix.
The question was ultimate superhero team, and like,
Voltron's a Saturday morning cartoon, not superheroes.
They were
It
superheroes.
depends on how you define superhero, I guess.
okay, now Chris, we're moving on to speed round. You have been eliminated, unfortunately.
All right.
But good. I'm going to use you as a sounding board for this speed round. So your opinion will have weight in
All right.
this next part.
All right. All right.
As long as it
Okay.
doesn't have to do with Voltron.
Okay.
God help us.
Moving on to the speed round. We're going to start with the movie.
Ding, ding, ding.
All right. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Sure, whatever.
Okay. So which of these upcoming movies? One is a DC. One is a Marvel movie. Using both obscure characters, not well known in the superhero world. Which one will be better? Ant-Man or Shazam?
Ant-Man.
Okay. Do you want to argue Shazam or do you concede?
I concede I have no idea either movie or either character.
Ant-Man will be
Ant-Man's going to be awesome.
Superheroes are definitely.
You know what, Jody,
Argue
Ant-Man
it'll be
will
good
be
for
way
the
better.
podcast.
Huh?
Ant-Man's being played by Affleck, right?
No.
No.
Paul Rudd.
It's Paul
Oh,
Rudd.
all right.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Jody wins.
I concede. I have no superheroes in that.
Okay, that was quick. All right, moving on to television. Which of these sci-fi adventure television series of the 90s / early part of the 2000s was better? Babylon 5 or Battlestar Galactica?
Battlestar Galactica.
I'm going to give it to him. I won't even
I know
argue.
I've said it about other shows.
I've never
but
watched Babylon 5.
Babylon 5 was an abortion. It was terrible. It was
My
awful.
understanding is Babylon 5 was terrible, so I'm just going to give it to him.
I loved both.
And Battlestar Galactica was amazing.
Battlestar Galactica.
Just amazing.
All right. That was quick too. In less than 30 seconds. Moving on to music. Which do you consider to be Danny Elfman's more iconic
Simpsons.
composition? The Simpsons or Batman?
Oh, sweet. That was in there.
1989.
Simpsons. I'll take it.
I was gonna, you know, Danny Elfman was gonna be one of my choices for.
Yeah, it
the
wasn't.
movies.
You're done.
So you
Anyway.
know the Tim Burton Batman movie, 1989.
I'm just saying for
Danny
music-
Elfman did the Simpsons theme,
Did the score for
of the
both.
television show,
Yep.
and
Iconic is definitely The Simpsons. There's no debate. When you hear the Simpsons theme song from the TV show, everyone knows it. Everybody hums it.
what's his greatest work? I guess is the question here.
Oh,
So
obviously Simpsons.
So you have is that your
Simpsons.
argument? Are you done?
Absolutely. Well, pretty much, yeah. Like, I don't know how I could argue that anymore. Like, it's the Batman. I don't think of the Batman score for we're talking like the Nicholson Batman.
Nicholson,
right?
1989.
Nicholson Batman.
Yeah, that score did nothing for me. It was.
That score is actually amazing, but if you're talking iconic,
It's iconic. It's definitely Simpsons.
yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's amazing score, that opening, but then he doesn't do much of the other music. It's all fucking Prince.
Yeah. The entire movie, for the most part, is Prince, except for like the beginning and end credits.
But the beginning credits, that opening, that Batman,
But it doesn't
opening
define
is
it for me.
amazing. But it starts
Like,
the
if I
movie-
just heard just
it
that
starts-
without watching the movie, I wouldn't automatically go right to that movie. I wouldn't go, oh, I know.
I'm not saying that it's iconic, but when you were done listening and watching it go all the way around the Batman symbol, and you were done listening to that score, you were ready to watch the shit out of that movie. Like it was excellent.
I can sum all this up.
A movie, but
now, when I just did that, you knew exactly what part of the scene of the intro that was.
Yeah.
It's more iconic.
Giving it to Kevin.
What? How?
even I said what?
Why? I asked for a rebuttal on that one. Why?
No rebuttal. Moving on to sports.
Why can't you give that to me?
What's that?
Why is that?
No, it's over.
I'm protesting that. Why is that?
No
You
protest.
can't protest, Jody.
I clearly won. He even fucking admitted I won that one, and you still gave it to him. How is that fair?
He made a good argument.
So did I. You wanted, what was the question? Most iconic, right?
What's his more?
Jody's sucking
What's
up
his more
Ruben.
iconic? He fucking admitted it.
No.
I think that's bullshit, but all right.
Overruled. All right.
Bullshit.
All right. Sports. Who will win the Stanley Cup this year?
Not Calgary.
Canadians.
And you can't use a personal bias, you bitch. So you actually want like a
Kevin, say
legitimate
sure,
who's going to win
Canadians,
it?
Sure, they seem good.
Okay, Montreal
Everybody
Canadiens.
I listen to on the radio seems to think they're going to win. That's my argument.
They're not going to win. It'll be Chicago.
Why?
Because Chicago is a powerhouse this year. Montreal is... I think they've gotten lucky far too many times recently, and it's paid off for them, but I think their luck's going to run out.
I
And
do know
think
that
Chicago
Carey
has
Price is
worked
considered
hard.
one of the best
Yeah,
goalies
Kevin,
in the
because
game.
they have
Right?
Carey Price.
Carey Price is a great goalie, but a great goalie does not make an entire team.
No.
And especially in the
But
playoffs.
he
And we've
carry a
proven that
mediocre
for many,
team.
many years now. A goalie does not carry an entire team. It's that
It
simple.
will carry
It'll
a
help.
mediocre.
It'll help for the first couple rounds, absolutely. But it's not going to win the cup, and the cup will be won by Chicago. And I hate Chicago, but they'll win it this year. They play harder.
Jody gets it.
I've exhausted my knowledge.
Well, they play harder.
Okay, moving on to history. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, you guys love this round.
I hate this round.
You guys are still tied, so this can go either way.
Technically, I'm a half point head.
Not technically anything.
You're talking about 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, hold on. No.
No?
I'm sorry. I retract that statement. I am wrong. We are tied.
Okay, history round. Who is the better prime minister / liberal leader from history? Louis Saint Laurent or Mackenzie King?
Kenzie King.
He's already won.
But to be perfectly honest, I don't know why. Just because he was in office so long. People obviously loved him. The longest running prime minister ever.
No, he's just like the first.
No, he was not.
He was the
Or
longest.
second.
That's John A. MacDonald was
John A.
there.
MacDonald.
He was not the first, second, or third. He was the...
He was the fifth, wasn't
I
he?
honestly don't know what he did. But
He was the fifth, wasn't
he?
World War
Obviously,
II.
people loved him.
World War II, yeah.
But we weren't.
We were in World War
Super
II.
important in World War II.
He also had seances and talked to his dog and his dead mother.
Yeah, he was kind of...
Oh,
he was
yeah,
batshit
he
crazy.
did totally do that, but people.
Which
love
actually
Reagan
is a
too,
point
and
for
did-
me.
people
Because he
love
was
Reagan
batshit
too in the
crazy.
States, and he did all sorts of weird shit like that too. That's the only argument I got. Is he was in?
He was
for so
batshit
long,
crazy.
he
Who was the other
obviously
one?
did well.
Louis Saint Laurent.
Oh, yeah, Louis Saint Laurent wins.
And why is that?
Because he's awesome.
Louis Saint Laurent was
And he wasn't batshit crazy like yours.
Louis Saint Laurent was awesome.
He was awesome.
He was, yeah, he was wicked.
See? Chimed in. I get that point. Thank you.
Why?
The
Oh,
thing is,
Joey, yeah.
we're all trying to argue shit. We have no idea. It's that's my only argument. Is he must have done some good shit. He was in for 25 some odd.
No,
fucking years.
that was a lazy vote.
He's on the $50 bill.
He is on the 50.
Good for him. That's another point. How many years?
I don't think he is now, though. I think the
still-
new
yeah,
50
he's
is
still
not
on
done,
there.
is he?
He's still on the $50 bill. Do you have an opinion here, Chris?
No, I don't even know who the fuck they are. I just.
Okay.
Give it to Kevin. I'll suck it up.
Kevin gets the round. All right, move it.
I'll suck it up.
Kevin's one ahead going into the wild card.
That's all right.
All right. This is not a one or the other. It's whoever you want to champion.
Okay.
And in anticipation of this weekend's release, this monumental Age of Ultron sequel, who is the best member of the Avengers?
Iron Man. there would be no second movie without Iron Man. Like, he's the cause of the fucking Age of Ultron. If it wasn't for Iron Man, you wouldn't have the Age of Ultron. He invented it. It was him. It was his stupid...
You can pick any member of the Avengers, comics or film.
Yeah, film's all I know.
Pick Voltron. Pick Voltron.
He's not in the Avengers. That's all, that's all.
If he was, though, he'd just fuck everybody up with his sword. Oh, fuck. I don't know. Let's go fucking Captain America. Why not?
All right, Captain America against Iron Man. Iron Man, go.
Iron Man is a philanthropist. He's fucking awesome. He caused the Age of Ultron because he was trying to make AI and all that shit, and it fucking...
In the cinematic universe.
In the cinematic universe, yes. But you weren't you didn't specify what it was.
No, it's just best member of the
So
Avengers.
I can argue the cinematic universe, and you're okay with that, I assume.
I'm okay with it, but if he wants to counter because with comics stuff, he can't.
I don't care. Whatever.
Okay.
That's my failing.
Either way, Iron Man is a fantastic character with the exception of Iron Man 3, which we all know that we all hate. But the Avengers movie, he is a pivotal... Obviously, he's pivotal in this storyline because of the fact that he caused this. Realistically, let's face it. If Iron Man didn't do this, you wouldn't have Age of Ultron, right? Ultron wouldn't exist because obviously he is a creature.
Ant-Man created Ultron in the comics, but
This is true. But in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which I'm going to throw out there because everybody likes to do it, this was caused by Iron Man. And if we're going based on the Cinematic Universe, Iron Man wins it straight out against Captain America because Captain America really in the Cinematic Universe is the bitch of all of them. Let's face it. He is the fucking
in the
bitch.
Cinematic Universe, he's the fucking leader of all of them.
He's a bitch. He's a
the
total
military
bitch.
leader. He's the one giving orders at the end scene. He's fucking telling people where to go and what to do.
But that's only based because he's the only one that really has any sort of military backing in this scenario.
Fine. I don't know how that has to do with anything.
Iron Man provides them with A, the headquarters, B, a lot of the technology that they use to fight off these threats later on.
He doesn't need fucking technology. He's got that, whatever that fucking shield is made out of, and his fucking strength.
Vibranium.
I will let you know that I'm not so certain in the comic universe, but in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Iron Man made that fucking shield.
Did he?
Absolutely. It was Iron Man's father.
Iron Man's father.
Iron Man's father, and the new versions are made by him, though. You even saw that in the first one.
It was made by S.H.I.E.L.D. It was made by S.H.I.E.L.D.
It was made by S.H.I.E.L.D., but it was commissioned by him, so he was the one that actually made them.
That's not correct.
Stark Industries made the fucking S.H.I.E.L.D. Look it up.
That's not correct.
Okay, well,
All
what
that's
is
going on with
who made it then?
with
S.H.I.E.L.D.
S.H.I.E.L.D. made it, and it was made by who for S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Not by Stark.
It was made by Stark Industries. They even mentioned it.
When?
And it was also on his benches in the first two Iron Man movies. You saw it there. It was there. It was sitting there because he was working on it.
Yeah, he wasn't. Well, it's not.
I'm going to bring up the fucking screenshot then.
Well,
just to prove
I know it's in the movie, but that's not.
But I'm talking the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which you have clearly conceded I'm allowed to do. Mm-hmm. And I've given you all the points that make that
When
up.
all the Avengers are heading into battle, fucking Captain America's in the lead. He's the one dishing out the fucking orders.
But he's a bitch.
Oh, he's certainly not a bitch.
He's a bitch.
No.
I won't go as far to say he's the Luke Skywalker of the universe, but
he has morality beyond
has
many
morality.
of the others. But he's no bitch.
yeah, I don't know about that.
Give it to Kevin.
You're a bitch.
I think Kevin wins today.
And Kevin does win.
Kevin wins the game.
I'm just going to look up the fucking shield to make sure that he's wrong, because I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah, you are wrong. That's why he won.
No, I'm not. Captain America Shield Origin.
Next time I'll be more prepared.
Did I won the wild card, right?
Yeah.
I cannot believe I won 2 fucking superhero questions.
The superheroes.
I think it's hilarious. Almost everything we do, I have no idea. Like
it's your cavalier attitude that gives you.
Yeah. But I really love the idea of arguing Justice League on Aquaman's strengths. I thought that was that came to me at about 5:00 today, and I was like, that's fucking genius.
I know if I was in this fight, I would have Rounds 2 guys with Avengers, but I wasn't in it, so.
I was prepared for Avengers.
When Rogers
I wasn't prepared for Voltron.
When Rogers returns from suspended animation, Tony Stark improves the
I
shield
think
by
actually that was
incorporating
the
electric
winning
and
answer.
magnetic components in it so Rogers can even control it in flight. He made it. Douche. It says right there. Here, you want me to fucking highlight it so you can see it? It's right there.
Let me see this.
Yeah,
He made the revised shield,
I think Voltron was the right
which allows
answer
him to
on that.
control it in flight.
That's in the new movie. This is in the movie I haven't seen yet.
No, it's in the previous one as well.
No.
Yeah. Actually, that says 2010, so it would be the...
And then it says Rogers soon discards it because the additional components because he finds it that it upsets the balance of the shield when thrown.
Still
so
made
he
it.
ruined Captain America's shield.
So, he still made it. I was arguing he made it. I wasn't arguing that it was good.
No, he just says... Okay, well, hey, everybody, thank you for this episode of Trivial Debates. For all of us, I'm Dave Mader.
I'm Chris Seymour.
I'm Jody, and pissed off.
Kevin Millard.
And congratulations to Kevin Millard, this week's winner.
Congratulations, Kevin.
And,
Congrats, Kevin.
And we'll see you next week for Trivial Debates. Peace out, motherfuckers.
You're a bitch.